Hello. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of start this video channel because I don't want it to take too long. So welcome to everybody who is here and everybody who is joining. So right now I'm really wanting to discuss the Pleiades, star connection, star soul connection, psychic surgery, and how that's really relating to us right now in 2020. So 2020 hasn't been going on for very long at all, but I'm sure all of us are feeling like there's a lot happening so far. It's like since the moment 2020 began, everything's kind of happening. Things are going really fast. A lot of things are coming really quickly. And that's because we are really in a time of movement, and time is collapsing and folding in on itself as time completely unravels. And so if you feel outside of time, that's awesome, because linear time is an illusion and it's a trap. And as we purge and clear all the different layers and veils that have hidden our truest selves and our truest nature, we will start feeling a bit different. Our clairvoyant organs are going to be activating. We are going to be having a lot of sensations. Everything's kind of leaving. So on Sunday, there was an exact Saturn-Pluto conjunction, something that hadn't taken place since about, I believe, 1982, which is actually the year I was born. So this hasn't taken place in a long time. It's been a big build, and a lot is coming up. Saturn is really a planet that wants to restructure, and Pluto is really far out and really wanting to like dig down deep. No surface shit there, like purging out the underneath, getting the root, ripping it out, and like really throwing it away. And Saturn's there to really give us the structure that we need. So we should honor these planets. They are great guides for us. They are us. We are them. We're all connected. And we should be grateful for all the experiences that we are having right now. So with that being said, about 4 days ago, 5 days ago, the Pleiades, I saw them descend down to Earth further than I'm not sure if they've ever been, but coming as close as they feel comfortable right now so we can hear them more. Humanity cannot hear them enough, and so they got closer to us. I saw them kind of all descend down in their own spaceship forms. It's like each being on the Pleiades, I see them kind of as like a I don't want to say army, but like a commanding order of such. Each being itself is a craft, and it can descend down here to a closer proximity to the earthly plane. So if you know anything about the Pleiades, the humans have had contact with the Pleiades for a very long time. There are many books written about it. I believe people started to an authoritative figure on the Pleiades. Well, I will say that I communicate with Commander Ashtar. That is what they tell me their name is. And I would say authoritative and a hierarchy in a way, but completely different in the way that humans view hierarchy. I believe that hierarchy is viewed here as like I have all the control, or I even have the control of the self. It's not about that at all. It's that each single member of the committee has a specific job that they must do, and it's important to focus on your job. And if you're looking at somebody else's job, you're really taking away from your own job. So if you want to think about like working in a restaurant, you've got the front of the house and you've got the back of the house. So if you're the host of the restaurant, it's not a good idea to go back in the kitchen and start like cooking up orders, because that's going to create like a certain chaos, because there are chefs back there that are really trained and skilled to cook those orders to get them out, and your job is to greet people and have people come in and have them sit down. So everyone kind of stays in their place, not because you're bound there, because you're choosing to be there, because that's your path, and it creates a system of flow. And so there's an organized flow that's going on instead of extreme chaos, if that makes sense. So yes, I do see a bit of an authoritative figure, and who I saw come down was Commander Ashtar. And they're telling me that humans are just not able to hear clearly enough. And when I say hear, there's a lot of ways to hear. There's a lot of ways to perceive clairvoyant information. You may hear something whispering in your human ears, or you may hear something in a dream, or you may feel a breeze, or see a vision, or have a scent, or like taste a color, or it's really limitless, and it's important for you to know how you get your clairvoyant information. And so they came down closer about 4 or 5 days ago, and if any of you are feeling a bit of an overwhelm or an excitement or a rush of energy, or just you can feel like something's coming, like the wheel is really starting to churn, that's because it really is. We're speeding up, things are happening, things just have to shift now, and they have to shift pretty quickly. So the Pleiades came close to us, they're close to Earth, and we're all able to really hear them better. So it's really important to not block this. And from what I know, the Pleiades have an investment in our karma and our DNA and really the evolution of humanity. They really don't want to see us crumble or fall or become extinct or whatever, I guess all the different like possibilities that could possibly happen. They're really invested in us evolving and becoming more connected to ourselves, more connected to our empowerment, more connected to what our human design can do and all the technology that is connected to all of the elements and makings in our whole form. And when I mean form, I mean all of our bodies, our physical and all of our subtle bodies. So, they're here, and it's going to mean something different for every single person on this planet. However, we are all connected. So it's important for you to know what that is. And the best way to find out is to really spend time with yourself. If you have chatter all around all the time, you're not going to be able to hear. And that goes for anything. If you have a million people talking in your ear, you're not going to be able to hear the crystal clear information coming through. And I'm sure you've heard a lot of other people talking about 2020 being about like 2020 vision. And I really fucking love that, because 2020 vision or 2020 sight, there's so many ways to see, back to hearing, like we could see something outside of ourselves. We could see a vision inside of our mind's eye. We could just have a burst of insight to be like, God, now I finally understand. And we're all getting the clear insight of what we are here to do, why we are here, why we incarnated, why we decided to go through the grinding trauma and the tears and the this and the that and whatever. It was for a purpose. We're really not here to just be tortured. And unfortunately, we are in a point of human evolution where pain was kind of the great awakener. Like a lot of us have been awoken by like trauma and sexual abuse and like just, loss. And it's just kind of part of it, but it doesn't have to continue. And I really see humanity moving out of the pain body. And what I mean by that, it's like the part of us that really believes that we have to exist in pain. And a lot of times pain is just an illusion that we kind of begin to choose. And a lot of things don't really hurt as much as we like put into them. So, it's important to have your sensations and your feelings and your emotions, but it's also important to know when to let them go, because they can be an illusion too. It's like a realm that you can get trapped in, and kind of like bouncing a ball off of a wall, you can just continue in this like emotional body. So it's really time for us to get clear sight with the 2020 sight. And when I mean sight, I mean a lot of sight. These eyes work so great, and I'm so grateful for my eyes, and I'm grateful for being able to see. But we have to be able to see beyond this realm, see beyond the veil, and really see greater into what our making and what we're connected to. So, I've been really looking into, for example, the Gemini constellation. And, the Gemini constellation are 2 stars, and they are like eyes, so it's like really being able to see the beyond. And something just came down, like a hand just kind of came down. So, as I'm talking about this, like being able to see beyond so many things. There's so many layers, and you're not done, and we're not going to be done. So don't think you're done. There is no place of done. There is a place of rest. It's important to get rest. It's important to integrate. Like if you do all this important work, don't let yourself just fizzle away. Sometimes we really need time to relax ourselves so we can release what our cells have been holding, what our DNA has been holding, what our bones have been holding, our muscles, our blood, and so on. So it's important to rest to allow the release to happen, but there is a fine line between resting and then becoming in a collapse. So we're kind of coming out of things. I made a video the other day, and we are starting to come out of the great like rest period, and beings are waking up and parts of yourself are waking up, and everything's kind of starting to awaken now. And like I've said before, make sure you go slow. Don't like just jump off the bridge or peel out in the car or like really like rev your engine so quickly. Make sure you go slow, but make sure you're still going. Maybe that looks like 5 minutes of stretching every day. Maybe that looks like a run like twice a week. Maybe that looks like getting some work done, like starting a new project and dedicating time to it. Whatever that looks like for you, just start. Like the time now is to start. The resting period is coming to an end, the great resting period that we've kind of been in. And I hope every one of you really got to have a lot of deep rest in the last 3 months, because you're really going to need your energy. There's a lot happening. If you have a lot of sensations coming up, or you're like, oh my God, all these changes are happening, that's great, because changes have to happen. Like the way in which each one of us are right now can't stay. Like Earth can't stay this way. Humanity can't stay this way. The structures can't stay this way. Like they just can't stay. And it is each one of our jobs. Every single one of us has a job. No job is too big or too small. You don't know what's happening on the other side. You know, there are people who maybe look like they are just meditating in a cave and that's all, but you don't know what's happening on the other side. You don't know what's happening in spirit. And so stick to your path. Focus on your path. Try your best to not really be distracted by too many other things. If it's not for you, like, don't pay attention to it. If like there's a friend who's like, I just can't talk to you anymore, like, okay, well, you know, I'm grateful for the time that we had together, but now it's time to get to work. You know, people flow in and out, and you've lived so many lives. There's so many lives that you have lived, and you haven't held on to the same soul the whole time but your own. So make sure that you have your relationships flow like liquid, and have your relationship with yourself flow like liquid too, because like I will say over and over, like the gender binary and binaries in general are a fucking like trap, and you're allowed to do whatever it is you want to do with your avatar. If you want to tattoo your avatar up, like go ahead. If you want to adorn your avatar with jewels, like go to town. If you want to shave your head, whatever it does. If you want to wear a dress, if you want to like wear slacks, if you want to wear like a onesie, like I don't know, if you want to wear a diaper, doesn't fucking matter. It's your choice. As long as all adults are consenting, that's all that matters. So really the time now is to really start sinking into our expression, and that makes me bring up the point of Medusa. So if anybody has followed me for some time, I definitely am a priestess of Medusa. I have been working with her every day for about 5 years. She came to me at a time when I truly needed to wake up from a really poor habit that was allowing me to continue a self-sabotage that had been passed down through generations, through my family, my lineage, my DNA, my blood, all of these things. So she came to me, and I broke a really powerful pattern, and it woke me up to a deeper part of my magical practice. I have practiced for a long time. I've been interested with like deity and the beyond and space and all of that since I was a little child. But I will say when Medusa came in, things really shifted, and they just continue to shift. And right now, I'm getting a lot of information about Medusa and about the Pleiades and how they work together. And Medusa, her story, her myth, shall I say, is a real powerful veil to unlock. And what a lot of people know about Medusa is that, she's been like severed at the head or severed at the neck, and her head is like this evil thing, like she's an evil demon, and you use the eyes and the head as a way to like turn people to stone. But let's go back a little bit. She's been severed right here, like at the throat, so head and body totally disconnected. There's really not much that's spoken about her body. Like, I haven't read much about her body. It's mostly just her head, which is this like horrible weapon. And if you think about it, she's this beautiful goddess. And if you know anything about Medusa, or if you've done any research about Medusa, her story goes back very, very far. And the furthest I found was back in Libya. She was a triple moon goddess, and she was worshipped by Amazonian priestesses, like really like beautiful women worshiping, really strong, beautiful, big women worshiping, black women worshiping a goddess of color, a triple moon goddess of color. So, to behead that, we're beheading like femininity, we're beheading like female strength, we're beheading like women of color. It's a sever of a lot of things, and it's so prevalent in our world today as we can look around and just see it around us. And the Pleiades are really like coming here and connecting a lot with my throat chakra. So if you've had anything going on with your neck, if you feel like it's been crunching or it's been readjusting, or your like throat has been sore, or maybe your voice has been like kind of like coming out and then going back and then coming out and coming back, it's like, just go with it. Take some deep breaths, drink a lot of water. It's not quite over yet. The Pleiades do a lot of psychic surgeries. I did say I was going to talk about psychic surgeries. So what I mean about that is that beings that are not in human body forms, like the Pleiades, they come down and they do a type of surgery on, I don't want to say it doesn't affect my physical body. I can't say it really is working on all of my bodies. I see it as a visualization, as them doing actual surgery on me. I did go to Chinese medical school, so I have studied all about the different parts of the body and the different body systems and organs. And so I do have a template in my vision for that. But I do see it as a surgery, and it does work all the way down to like a DNA level, all the way out to the celestial realms, out to your celestial bodies. So I see them come in. I've seen them like cut my head open and like, do stuff to my brain. And recently they've really been working on this whole throat area of mine, and really in my like cervical vertebrae. So if you've been feeling any kind of like crunching or readjustment, or like with your voice, it is the Pleiades coming in. And just relax into it. They are kind beings. They know what they're doing. Their technology is like on point. They know way more than us, and they really are here to let us release things. They want us to be well. They are here to help. They are here to help 100%. I've worked with them long enough where I completely trust them, and they're really removing things from this part of the body, especially. If you think about this chakra, the throat chakra is blue. When I think about the Pleiades, they're very blue. Like, blue is this like beautiful color of being able to like put our manifestations into kind of a song in a way. It's like singing in a new type of existence. And we need our voices. Like, we need our voices, and we need our heads and our bodies to be attached. Even in Western medicine, they think that the head is different. It's like physical health and mental health. And it's like, but they're all one, because everything you think and what you do in your brain affects your whole body. We're telling ourselves what to do. We're telling ourselves what to do. So, we need to have this bridge, and the Pleiades really are that beautiful bridge where we're able to like get our neck and throat back. We're able to connect our head and our body back together so we can be one whole being again. And this affects every single person, This doesn't just affect the people who incarnated into female forms. This affects everybody, because we all have everything in us. We all are connected to the feminine. We're all connected to masculine. We're all connected to light and dark and everything in between. So it doesn't just hurt the ones who are marginalized. It also hurts the collective, because if one of us is sick, all of us is sick. And a lot of us have been sick and are sick, but we are getting better and we are waking up. And with the help of the Pleiades coming down and really connecting, being willing to come down closer, because I don't know how easy it is for them. They're having to shift and change too to adapt to us. So be grateful for them and really allow yourself the space to listen. It's important that you allow yourself the space to release the things that they're taking from you. They're really just kind of like, let us just fucking take it away. Like, you know, it hasn't been working. It's not working. Just like look around, like it hasn't been working. If it didn't work for your parents or it didn't work for somebody else in your family, it's not going to work for you. Like you know, you can't continue like being an alcoholic. You can't continue like treating yourself like shit. You can't continue hiding in the closet and being scared. And a lot of fear is coming to the surface. So if you're having sensations where you're like, oh my God, I'm scared, like it's okay. And it's okay to like experience it and then release it. And it's important to be able to see past it, because the fear is the illusion. You know, the fear is what like freezes your energetic field and says like, this is where you stop. Like I made the analogy before. This glass used to be, you know, a billion pieces of sand on the beach. And then we take it, we melt it. And we're like, we're going to turn it into this form. And this is how it's remained until I like smash it on the ground. And now it's a different form. So we're all changing forms. Each one of us is changing forms, and the fear is only going to like freeze the form. So you don't have to release everything all in one burst. I mean, you could. It's a gradual process, and let yourself do it and then let yourself rest. And like I said, we're waking up. Don't let yourself like blast out. You don't have to peel out. We're in a time crunch. Things are speeding up, but they're already speeding up, and we have to rest. We're in human bodies. We have to eat. We have to exercise. We have to drink water. We have to do self-care, like take a bath, like do the things you need. Start like step away from anything that's really causing you drama and toxicity and really distracting you, like the 2020 vision. No more distractions. It's one thing to go and have fun. It's another thing to be distracted. You don't have to work 24/7, because that's going to make you not like it. Like I work for myself, and I'm so fucking grateful that I work for myself. It's been a long, long journey. I've worked really hard just to work. Sometimes I think about like, oh my God, I've worked so hard just to start working, but start working on like my true soul path, not somebody else's dream. Like I'm here and I'm finally working on my dream and my information and what I'm here to do. I'm not here for somebody else's vision and somebody else's dream. They can do that. That's great. Like other people like probably will help them along the way. I'm not here to do that anymore. I'm really here to build my dream and to share it with everybody else, because I truly know that Star Connection is going to save humanity. And I'm getting downloaded all of these beautiful exercises that I'm going to put out in a series that should come out within the next 2 months. And I'm really excited because I know that they are deeply, deeply healing and deeply realigning. And we are all purging the layers, like every single one of us. So be aware, like if that person is like rude to you, like, no, that's not okay. However, we're all going through a process, and some of us have more work to do than others. Some of us have been saying no for a long time, and we're getting like the bag dropped on us. And like some of us are here to really like teach the things that we've learned along the way. So if you had a real rough like upbringing, if you had a rough childhood, like I totally fucking did, but I'm at the point now where I'm so grateful that I chose to incarnate like with super abusive parents who like treated me like they didn't even like want me, because I really feel like I've come from myself now, and I just feel so strong from it. And that, you know, my parents and my creation is so much greater than anything that could just exist right before my eyes. And so I'm just feeling very grateful for all of my ups and my downs and my all turnarounds, because it has just brought me back closer to my true purpose. And alone time is a huge part of that. I spend a lot of time by myself. I spend a lot of time like in meditation, listening to mantra, like doing yoga, taking baths. Like I just spend a lot of time like down, but I too, just like you, are making room for the new to come in. So with all this information, if anyone's watched my videos, you know that I talk a lot and I talk really fast, and this is just how I am, and this is just how it goes. And I have a lot to say, and I'm kind of always getting downloaded right now. So I just want to say big serpent energies around. Like Medusa is definitely like awake, and she's ready to go, and she's waking and really ready for us to deeply learn what it means to have our heads and our bodies reconnected in all of our bodies, not just our physical bodies. Like they want everything reconnected. We need to be realigned. Our head can't be over here and our body can't be over here, or we can't be completely dismantled and spread all over the place. We have to call all of ourselves back to our center from all realms and spaces, times and places. We have to be in the right here, right now. This is why you incarnated. There's a lot of places to look, and there's a difference between communing with your guides and guardians and being scattered. So the closer you are to your center, the easier it is to commune with your guides and guardians, wise ancestors, ascended masters, star beings, and all around all guides. So, take the time for yourself, really like see yourself like a magnet pulling all of yourselves back to your center. Like just imagine that you are a magnet and you're pulling all yourselves back to the center. Like if you get distracted, come back to the center. If you get like thrown off, come back to the center. Life is going to happen. We're all in this video game together, but the more awareness we have and the more we're paying attention, the more will be in our own flow. And it's important to stay in your own flow and not try to disrupt others. And you can I have a partner who I deeply love, and we are in a flow together, but we're not necessarily like in each other's flow. Like, I'm not sitting on their like lap while they're like peeing on the toilet. Like we have our own flows, and you can come together and you can move away, but make sure that you're not trying to disrupt anybody else's flow, and they're not trying to disrupt your flow, because like the 2020 vision's here, and we're just getting clearer, and we're just getting clearer, and we're clearing out the garbage, and we're making room for the true insight and vision that we were meant to know and have. And there's been many blockings and destructions of this information, and a lot of I don't even know. I don't even want to give voice to it. There have been many beings that have tried to destroy the information to this, but it cannot be destroyed. It's in our DNA. It's inside every fiber of our being. We have access to it. We just have to make the space in order to receive it, which means there's a lot of clearing. And so we're clearing out the shit that has been killing us, and that is awesome. So, I'm right here with you. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me. I do love answering questions. I also do private sessions where we go into this a lot deeper, and I do psychic channel of your guides. So if you have any questions or want more information, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you all are having a wonderful Monday, the 13th day of 2020, as we all together are realigning and recalibrating to our truest, most beautiful, most expressive, most aligned, amazing selves. So blessings to all of you, and thank you so much for watching and supporting. Bye.